Okay, so this video I'm going to get out and show you how to catch big perch. Not always easy. Everybody's targeting the in thing, the fashionable thing, so catching perch. But I'm going to try and show you a few things what I think some people are going wrong, and give you a few tips as to how I go about catching my big perch, not big sticks. First of all, I want to give a bit of a special mention to a bunch of lads, a little shout out to all the lads on the Low Fishing Scotland page. Great bunch of lads, but an even bigger shout out to all the carers that look after them. That's some special people. So anyway, fishing itself has been really tough. Even harder has been getting it on film. The weather's been against me, winds, rain and everything, so it's not been filming easy. So unfortunately I've just got some, well, little clips of fish, so have a look at this and see some perch. So some cracking perch there, some little bits just to get your juices flowing. But like I say, it's a little bit more about how I go about finding them. Now, usual methods, soft lures are great. A lot of people drop shotting these days. Carolina rigs, Texas rigs, all sorts of wacky things, and like I said, Ned rigs, and all sorts of soft lure options. A lot of lads are catching them on big soft lures, even bigger than that one. That's a 2.5 inch relaxed copper toe shad, but they're catching on bigger than that. The big, whatever, 7 or 9 centimetre cannibal shads even are catching big perch on. So, but the key is finding them, and usual places apply. I'm at a bridge here. Bridge is usually a little feature where perch hang out. Boat moorings, marinas, lock gates, all those kind of things, canal walls. You know, if there's a bit of a corrugated canal wall, you hang about in them sort of places, and you all know them kind of places because I see you all fishing them. Rain again just to make it even harder for me. But like I say, I see a lot of you fishing them, and some days that is what works. I've done it myself where I've just simple soft shad approach, and I've simply just walked up to the edge, dropped a shad in there, just right on my feet, let it sink to the bottom, couple of jigs, bang, fish on. And it is that easy sometimes, and I've done that and I've caught some really nice fish doing that. You know, your big 3-pounders, and you get on the bays and it's a proper fish, and it's a real successful session. And I've done that first cast. And you get lucky sometimes where that works, and other times you do that and there's nothing. You can't even find those small perch, and fishing can be hard, and that's where I mix it up a little bit more, and I tend to not do that. So what I'm seeing is a lot of people doing that. I'm seeing a lot of people who are new to lure fishing. I know they're new to lure fishing because they ain't got a 5-year-old laldy bag. They ain't got rips in their arse jeans and in the knees and things. They're all got brand new gear. So they're going to the advice that's been thrown out there. It's in rain, and they're just spending a lot of time doing this. dropping the shad down and giving it all this, little twitches. I'm getting wet through, little twitches like that, and just working spots. And that, like I said, that is a great tactic, and it does work and it does catch fish. But if they're not there, you're not going to catch anything. So I might go fishing and I might talk to a guy and he's caught nothing, and I'll bog off for a couple of hours, come back, and he's there with, there's another couple of lads that's all turned up, and they're all doing the same thing, jigging the same spots, and it's not always working for them. So I mean, just look at this clip here. These are kind of the spots that you see people, and this is what I see them doing. And if this is you, give it a go, because one day you will jig that big fish out. But if it don't work, you need to get off your ass and go make something happen. Typical how this video's gone. It's been a right nightmare trying to get it made. Still been raining, and I've managed to get water in every orifice and down my monkey flaps and everything. So anyway, what I wanted to say was, like I say, soft shad approach. But on my little adventure trying to get these tips done for you and these fish caught, I just want to show you a little bit of footage. And what you'll see here is me using soft shad. It's not, I think it's a little curly tail shad at the time. And I spotted a perch sat on the bottom. And typically when I see them sat on the bottom, we're not always in feeding mode. We're not always switched on. But sometimes you can get them to react to a lure. So you've got to give it a go. It's hard not to give it a go when you see a fish. Now this fish was an easier 2-pounder. It's hard to tell underwater, but it was an easier 2-pound fish. Slightly murky footage, but you can see here I'm dropping this lure. I'm jigging this lure about right in front of its nose, and it wasn't interested. And no matter what I did try other lures, but I didn't get all that footage on film. But I did try other lures, and I just couldn't get it to have a go at my soft shad. So moved on, found another perch that were even bigger. I'd say it was a 2.5-pounder, pushing 3-pound perch. Again, sat in the margin, in the shallower water. And this time I had, I think the bit of footage. It's not easy to see, but if you look closely, you can see that I've got a little Savage Gear 4-play, slightly bigger lure, mounted sideways, like I've shown you before. And I'm jigging this up and down, and it actually comes up at one point. It comes up and it just grabs it. Tentatively grabs it. It don't suck it in, it don't engulf it all, it just tentatively grabs it, lets go and just swims away, and that's the last to see of that fish. And that's to show you that some days you are doing it down, you're jigging it down there with these soft lures, and it just doesn't work, and you've just got to do something different. So this time, different day, chasing my perch again. Again, no footage, howling winds, so there's no footage that's any good. Plus, when you're not catching, camera's switched off, so you tend to miss things that happen. It can all happen so quick. Anyway, what happened was, this time I'm going with my favourite approach, Jotted Shad Rat. Quite a noisy little lure. Gets their attention. Great for picking up pike, but surprisingly this time of year, you'd expect to catch a few jacks, but they must be all interested in other things. But my aim is to cover water, get that low down, they've got a great wiggle and a great flash on them. But any little cranks, you don't have to get these. There's loads that work. It's just you get your own favourites. But so I'm winding this crank in. I've been fishing for 2 hours. I've covered, God knows, I've covered a good stretch of canal. Nothing's happened. I'm out of the blue. I'm bringing the lure along the edge, and I see this perch following, and it were a nice fish. And it were also a smaller fish, maybe another perch about this size. So there's 2 perch come darting after me lure. I get to a point where I've run out of water, so I stop my lure, and this far away the perch gets to it and then just turns away. So I think I have my chances over. So where I've seen the perch go back out, I cast over it, wind it back in, and it follows it again. Same thing, follows it, turns away. So I do the same thing again, and for the 3rd time it does it again. I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm casting my lure, and this is pretty much how I'm working the lure. I'm giving it some, I'm giving it a bit of crank, I'm giving it some jerks, pausing it, speeding it up, stopping it, and all that kind of thing. Try and get its attention. It's like I say, that noise, but the flash and the sudden stop-start, it gets their attention, and the sort of, it's like the switch on into attack mode. So for the 3rd time this perch has followed, and at the point where I've run out of water and stopped, it's turned away. So I'm probably thinking now, well I am thinking by now, I've missed my chance, it's not going to take it, it's not going to come again. But the 4th time it's pretty much shit or bust. So cast it out, same thing, on the top of where I thought it was. And this time I'm proper cranking it. I'm really giving it some big cranks, and then I speed it up. And then out of nowhere this perch just comes again and just darts in, but this time, before it gets to the edge and stops, the perch is following, and it absolutely just comes up and nails it. And I think it was that change of speed, and it went a lot faster than you'd expect to be winding one of these in. And that change of speed is what did it. And you'll see here, it's a gorgeous fish. Probably about £3. I didn't weigh it, but it was a really nice fish, and you catch them in this. In that mode as well, it's not just that it's an awesome fish at like I say, roughly £3 perch, but it's just like I say, four goes, four times I'm on edge, and is it going to take it? And it's going to take it in. And I've said before, look, you are low fishing, you're trying to get it to do something different, and that can be the difference. So the other thing I didn't really say there was that fish, along with some of us that you'll see soon, didn't actually come from a marina, didn't come from it wasn't jigged from a boat under a canal boat, it wasn't near a lock, it wasn't anything like that. I fished some pretty big canals, they're quite wide, so I know a lot of you, especially in the south of England, you've got little tarty canals, you know, all for little cruising along in your little canal boats and things, and I don't know, Doris and John or whatever on side. And but some of these canals up here, they're built for basically big coal barges and big huge things to go down years ago, so they're quite wide, quite big, and they're very featureless. There's no little overhanging bushes, there can be a good couple of miles without having a bridge, and it's not easy fishing. I know a lot of lads fish them and you struggle, and we've done it. What you need to remember is we've done it ourselves. We've been out all day, and we've not caught a single fish. Like I say, we are going, not going specimen hunting, but we are going for the bigger fish, and so you kind of rule out the small perch. But there's a lot of effort goes in. We cover a lot of water. There can be quite a few miles covered between us. Often with me and Aidan, we hammer it. But you've got to find them, and they turn up like that fish that I was just talking about. They turn up in places that you don't understand why they're there. There's nothing that says this should be the perch holding spot. We're not hugging a steep wall. There's no lock. There's no boat moorings. We're just in the middle of nowhere, and the bottoms are quite flat. There's no boulders. There's no weed beds. There's no nothing. So it's really hard fishing, but if you're prepared to put the effort in, who knows what's going to come up. And that's low fishing. You've got to keep doing it. You've got to keep going finding them, because when it all happens, and when that one fish takes, it's a PB for people. And you'll see it, this little footage here I'll show you now. We took a kid out called Dan. He's a fisherman, like a lot of people these days. Wanted to have a go at perch, so he came with us, and I don't know exactly, but his PB was, as usual, the 5 ounce perch that most people have caught. So he comes fishing with us, and he's never picked up a low rod before, so he's learning all the basics, and he's fishing with 2 guys, me and Hades, you know, go it hard, and we're at it all day, and we got to a point where we didn't even think anybody would catch, and Dan's struggling, he's not caught a fish, but then finally that one fish takes, and it's a PB, and he's got a new PB, I think a £2.5 ounce, and it's a proper perch, and when that happens, after all that effort, that's just well deserved, and like I say, you might get lucky when you just drop it over the edge and something takes straight away and it's easy, but if that doesn't happen, you've got to put the work in, and you've got to go low fishing, and that's why I always talk about enjoying your lows and enjoying what you do with your low fishing and everything else, whether it's with your mates or whatever, but they are there to be had, and I'll say most canals, this little crappy canal at the back of me that's miles and miles of featureless nothing, that will have big 3 and 4 pound perch in it. It'll have people's PBs, and whether that's a pound fish or a 2 pound fish, but it'll have somebody's PB, and you've just got to go find them. It's really hard work, but you've actually got to enjoy doing that. So yeah, we'll just finish off again with a couple more fish, just to show you that the effort does reward you sometimes, not every time, but it does reward you sometimes with just some awesome fish. And if you look at this one of Hades, again another tough long day with very little caught, but an awesome, I think it was £3.6 or something like that if I remember right.
£3.6 and another £3.6.
Really big, stocky, chunky fish. And then more recently myself, again out again another tough windy session again all day, hard work.
2 freezing a week for us too, mate.
A fish at £3.14, and when you get these fish, they just make it all worthwhile. I mean, this video is a little bit of it's hard not to make it look like a little bit of a look at us catching big fish, because there's not much fishing action in between. But I hope you get the point that first of all enjoy it, but secondly put the hard graft in it, and do something different sometimes. Like you saw before, and I showed you all them lows. There's some lows that are there to catch fish, there's some lows that are there to mix it up and make something happen, and there's other lows that are there just for enjoyment, and when you catch a fish on those, it's just good fun, and you've got to do all that to keep yourself enjoying it, because if you just stick to doing the same thing, jigging spots where there's nothing there, it'll become dull and boring. I'm telling you, because that's speaking from in my opinion anyway, speaking from somebody who's low fished a long time. You've got to get the enjoyment out of it, and jigging in one spot gets boring. That's beautiful. Let's go perch fishing. Yeah, perchy. And after all that me rattling on, get out and catch some fish. And if you catch some, send me some pictures on my Facebook page or Instagram. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter. I'm just out on Snapchat, I ain't got a clue what I'm doing. I just got on Snapchat and there's nothing there. I don't know what am I doing. Somebody tell me. But yeah, send me some pictures, any of those, tag me. Hashtag me or whatever it is, these fancy words that you want to do, and let's see what you've been catching.